I'm Betty. A lot of stuff has happened, actually. The biggest of which is I actually made it to level 90 in World of Warcraft, and now I am raising a cloud serpent, and I did the race, and then I came in 6th, and I was hoping that, like, that would make it okay enough, like, maybe it wasn't last. But no, I had to spar with these guys who were the same level as me, but apparently much better than me, and usually I'm able to beat them, and I thought that, like, oh, I'm doing such a good job when he stopped fighting me. It was just because I was looking at my keyboard and not his health, and he beat me. So I have to do that still. But I'm really excited that I got into level 90. It's interesting because the XP bar went away, which is weird and kind of changes the dynamic of the game a little bit, but I like it a lot better. I also leveled up all of my alchemy and herbalism, so I'm all good there. I decided that transmutation isn't really the alchemy thing that I want to do, so I think I'm going to fly back into the nether fields place and change my specialization. Nerd vs. World used to have a channel on YouTube, and he changed to a podcast, and he recently asked what my top 5 movies are that people should go see, and I had it all figured out last week, and then this morning I was trying to remember them all. So I remember 3 off the top of my head, and the other 2 I'm just gonna wing. The first one is Harry Potter, which is kind of cliche, probably, but I didn't grow up with it, and so I kind of discovered it later as the last 3 movies were coming out. And that's awesome, and I don't really need to explain that one. The second one is Cashback, which is an indie film. It was made in like 2006 about this artist who can stop time, and it's interesting. It was probably the most impacting movies that I've seen because it actually kind of helped change the way that I view myself, and it's just a beautifully put together film, and everybody should watch that because it's just nice, and it's very self-esteem building, which is kind of strange for movies because it doesn't usually happen. The other one is a Simon Pegg movie. Well, I guess it's not really his movie, but he was in it, and it's Paul, and that's because when I was learning how to swear, Kristen Wiig's character is like exactly what it was like when I was trying to learn how to swear, except I didn't know all the words, but it was essentially the same thing, and it's really funny, and it's about aliens and science, and it's hilarious. And the fourth movie is Jurassic Park, because it's a classic, and I don't really have like a huge time span of movies, but I like that movie, and I saw it again in 3D, and that was really fun, although it was like the people were really thin, but it might have just been our theater because there are 2 3D auditoriums in our theater, and the one we were in is the crappy one, and it's like misaligned by like a pixel, and it just messes with me a lot, and so it could have been like post-converted really well, and I wouldn't know because the theater screen is off, and it's like, so the people look like paper, and I was like, that's not right. But the movie itself, without the 3D, is good and totally worth watching if you haven't already seen it yet. It's about dinosaurs. 5, I'm having a hard time with 5 because I kind of want to say Star Trek Into Darkness because Benedict Cumberbatch, but I also want to say The Avengers because Joss Whedon wrote it and it's awesome. So I'm just going to go with 5 is a tie between Into Darkness and Avengers, and Into Darkness is obviously in theaters now and Avengers is on DVD. So those are my top 5 that I think people should see. It's probably a little lame, but I'm building my film repertoire. I changed my set, but I'm not in there right now because it's really hot today, and I live in Maine where we don't have central air conditioning, and you have no idea how much it bothers me because growing up in Florida, central air conditioning is like a thing, and you can walk into buildings and be cool, and here you can't. My bedroom is a death trap right now because it's so stuffy and crazy. So the air conditioning is on with my desk that I cleaned off so I can use as a set, which would make the audio unbearable, so I'm back at the door. But it's a decent door. Oh yes, the last video that I uploaded was a hangout of Matt McCullough and I doing a Matt and Kiery versus strip search thing, and we're going to do another one on Thursday So you'll want to check that out. It seemed to be really popular, and I had a lot of fun, and everybody else had a lot of fun who was doing it. So I think that hopefully we'll keep doing stuff like that in the future because it's really fun, and I have done like a lot of comic making in the last month and a half with the Surface Pro, and I've gotten a lot better, and so any time that I can show that off more than publishing it on my comic blog is really fun. So check that out next Thursday. Thank you Nerd vs. World for giving me a shout out. World of Warcraft was really fun, and I'm still playing it, so